Hey Radiant Souls, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome for the first time. My name is Heather. I'm an intuitive artist, author, animal communicator, energy healer for pets, psychic channeler, medium, and I'm on a mission to empower and embolden others to connect with their divine radiant light, which really means be your authentic self, be you. We need more people being authentic in this world at this time. Have you ever wondered about the definition or the difference between your soul and your higher self? And then how can you connect to your higher self? Why would you connect to your higher self? That's what I want to talk about today. My team brought through a beautiful transmission of just a different way to illustrate, maybe for some of us, how we can conceptualize the soul and the higher self. So I want to let you listen to that channeling, and then I'll be back after it to walk through an exercise or a visualization that they shared with me as well to help walk us through the steps that they're talking about. So enjoy the channeling, and I'll see you after. Hello, bright and beautiful beings. We are pleased to share with you today our perspective, which is just one, but our perspective on the soul, the higher self, and how you can possibly connect with, speak with, interface with, and have a relationship with your higher self in a way that allows you guidance and connection. Many of you seek that. We feel your inquiries so often as you are studying topics such as this. In our illustration, we would like for you to envision your soul as a cloud in the beautiful and bountiful sky of the universe. As a cloud, you are an individuated aspect. However, you do not have firm boundaries, so you are also part of the sky. You are part of the universe in that illustration. This is how your soul is part of God, of source, of universe. Use whatever language resonates with you. You are not walled off from it. You are part of it. You are a creation birthed from its midst. When your soul desires more knowledge, more data, more experiences, it chooses to, we would say break off, but that sounds more dramatic. It chooses to distinguish an element, an aspect of itself, a fractal, if you would like to use that word, to pull out of the cloud and come down to an incarnation. And that incarnation can be not just on Earth, it can be in other galaxies, other planets. But for our conversation today, we will keep it limited to the Earth plane, and we will keep it limited to one timeline, if you will. Otherwise, we can spiral out into something quite complex in our discussion today. So your soul desires a vacation, if you will. And that is putting it lightly for a reason. We ask you to invite the frequency of play into how you are receiving this message today. Your soul goes on a journey. It goes on a trip. It wants to come into a lifetime. It wants to inhabit a body, be that human or otherwise. And that is also part of the larger discussion. We will focus on human incarnations today. And when you are, as the human you, planning a trip, a vacation, a journey, sometimes you need a little help. You need someone to help coordinate it. We would ask you to think of your higher self, not as the full soul in the cloud, but as the travel agent responsible for coordinating this trip, this journey, this timeline, this incarnation. And as the travel agent, she has knowledge of all of your itinerary, all of the places you will travel, all of the places you may see, all of the vistas upon which you can gaze, and all of the knowledge you have the potential of bringing home. You partner as that soul aspect with your higher self in crafting, coordinating, planning your journey with the assistance of your guides, You may call them spirit guides. You may call them spiritual allies. You may just call them your team, your guides. But think of them as tour guides. They are mission trained on the specifics of this vacation, this trip. So they have knowledge specific to that. They also know about other aspects of you. But their primary focus is to help you navigate this timeline, this one lifetime, this incarnation. Your higher self, however, sees more of the plateau of your soul. She is the direct connection to that beautiful cloud version of your soul. Consider her the personification or the voice of your soul. And we are using she, you may use he. Again, whatever language you identify with is perfect. So when you are in your incarnation, if you wish to align to your soul, it can be helpful to connect through the spokesperson, the higher self. And in so doing, you can feel, learn, interpret, acknowledge more of your purpose, of your mission, of the characteristics that you wish to explore, the characteristics that you wish to wear in this lifetime on this journey. So it may be beneficial for you to connect into your higher self in this way. Since we have introduced the theme of travel, know that we have not done so randomly. We would now share with you 4 steps in which you can conceptualize that connection to your higher self. Now that we've explained how we illustrate it for the purposes of our discussion today, if you wish to connect with your higher self, we offer you the compass method. If you are on a human journey, you may use a compass. Many of you have these in your vehicles, on your phones and your devices. They help align you to the direction. Same for your higher self. We would wish to align you with the direction of your higher self. And so as with a physical compass, there is north, east, south, west. We will use those same letters for our method of connection, NESW. For the N, that is your first step. That is to neutralize. Remove from yourself all of the labels, all of the identifiers, all of the things that limit you to this incarnation. You can pick them up later after you have connected and communed with and communicated with your higher self. But to access her, to access that higher aspect of you, you need to be unlimited. You need to not be the name that you give yourself, the geography that you give yourself, the job that you assign yourself, or the labels that other people put upon you. Neutralize. You also need to not have, as odd as it will be for many of you, you need to not have a perspective, an expectation, a belief system. Neutral. Imagine putting your car in neutral. It just stays. It does not go forward. It does not go backward. That is the neutral we would wish for you to find. You are not seeking, leaning forward. You are not scared and leaning back. You just are. You just are. You are neutral. That is step 1. Find that neutrality for yourself. And at the end of our transmission, the channel will share a visualization to help you try on each of these in your body. So after neutralizing, we wish to have you stabilize. So N for neutralize or north, S for stabilize or south. And when you stabilize, you become steadfast. You become grounded. Many of you would use that language. You become very present, even though we are removing the labels and coming into neutral. We want you to be very aware that you are in this time, space, reality now. If you are on a human journey, you cannot get directions unless you know from where you are starting. You cannot connect with the higher self unless you know where you are. So be very present in your time, space, reality, in the moment, grounded, stabilized. The next step would be the E for east on our compass. In our example, it means to elevate. And this is purely based upon frequency. It is not saying one emotion is better than another, one thought is better than another. We want you to feel into their frequency in your body and find what is the highest that you can achieve in this moment of connection with your higher self. Can you achieve joy? Can you achieve gratitude? Many of you can navigate this quite easily. Some of you may also find this challenging, for you are not always equipped to interpret how frequency feels in your body. It is just what you are experiencing, and you cannot distinguish one from the next. So this may be an area in which you can practice before coming to this exercise. But for those who do know how a different frequency feels in your body, find the highest expression for you right now as you are connecting. Joy, gratitude, love, freedom. Find that frequency and elevate. And then for the W of West, we would ask you to widen. And what we mean by widen is remove your limited beliefs. Remove your expectations. We visited expectation a little bit in Neutralize. This is a second pass through. For many of you have such ingrained expectations that they show up all over the place in some of your journeys and your meditations and your connections. Remove your expectation and widen your awareness. So if you expect something in a certain way, you have a narrow focus. We want you to have a very wide focus in what you are allowing in. That does not mean you permit all different energies to connect with you. But we ask you to, instead of being, now that you are stabilized in that one particular place, imagine you are expanding your energy outward, 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 and upward, 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 widening your footprint, as it were. Broadcasting the signal of you more broadly. And it is from there, when you neutralize, stabilize, elevate, and widen, that we feel the connection to your higher self can best be achieved in this time. And so we thank you for listening to our illustration today, and we wish you the best of luck in connecting with yourself. Be blessed, dearest friends. If we think of the higher self as the travel agent of our particular journey, and yes, it is a little silly, you hear me laughing. It's a little bit of a silly illustration, but like the guides mentioned, these guys, I don't know why I'm like, these guys over here, the guides, my team, like they mentioned, it helps to have a sense of, if not humor, then just silliness and playfulness about some of this, because that in itself is a higher frequency. And you heard them mention the desire or the need to elevate our frequency to enable better connections. So if we think of our higher selves as travel agents, that for me, I woke up giggling when they brought this information through to me, because it just gives me such a clearer perspective of it for myself. The higher self doesn't have all of the answers for you and isn't really manipulating your path, but she has, the book of all the knowledge. Like, oh, I see you're going to travel here. You're going to have this opportunity. You're going to speak with this person. Here's some sights you might want to see along the way. And I think that's how our higher self guides us and stands behind us to empower us as well. And what a beautiful thing to be able to connect into that and get a little bit of a broader perspective. Sometimes we feel so stuck in to this one expression, this one lifetime, and we can't see around the corners that we might want to see around sometimes. So why not connect in to our higher selves in that way and see what a beautiful connection it is? See what we planned for ourselves when we decided to come into this incarnation. So I want to walk you through a little bit of a visualization for connecting in, or at least preparing your energy to connect in. So it will be up to you to take this, practice it, and really sit in a space of meditation. We're not going to go so deep that we probably get to that launching pad of actually connecting, but we're clearing the field. We're preparing, if you will. We're gassing up the car if we're going to keep our travel analogy going. So the first thing the guides recommended was to start with the third eye area. And imagine, this is where we're going to neutralize. We had north, south, east, and west. Neutralize, stabilize, elevate. I think I'm doing it backwards on camera. Don't ask me to act things out. Neutralize, stabilize, elevate, and widen. So neutralize, start with the third eye chakra. And just imagine, and if some of you aren't visual, add in your other senses here for what it is that I'm describing. But they said, imagine that there is a window at the front of your forehead. And right now, when we tap in and tune into it, it's a little grimy, grungy. There's some pollen on it. It's just not the brightest, openest window. So we want you to visualize opening that up, maybe pulling back drapes or curtains, maybe opening the window so that some air can get through. And imagine that as that air comes through, it's this beautiful, crystalline, clear air. And it blows all the way through to the back aspect of your head, to the third eye in the back of your head. And you're just allowing energetic space. That's how we're conceptualizing it right now. So take a moment to feel that for yourself. And again, if you're not visual, you may hear it. You may hear wind chimes blowing through. You may feel something kind of cold, like a breeze floating through. Whatever works for you is perfect. Don't compare yourself to, oh, I can't picture a window. Is it going to be a round window? Is it going to be a square window? Does it have panes on it? Is it just, do I open it this way or that way? Don't do that with yourselves. Be kind with how you're visualizing. Whatever you can visualize works perfectly. If you can't visualize it, what do you feel like when you stand in front of an open window? Do you feel a breeze? Go with that. Perfect. So we're going to take that breeze, that air that we've now neutralized, and we want to bring it through energetically, the backs of our eyes, our jaw, and just feel or visualize or hear, again, whatever works for you. I'm going to continue to use the word feel or see because that's what works for me. But again, interpret to your own needs. Feel the air, the neutralization happening. And as it gets to the space of your throat, just imagine. And if you want to breathe out like that, that's perfect. Just imagine the words you wanted to say but couldn't, the things that you swallowed down that you didn't mean to in life, that you you got caught in the back of your throat. You know, maybe you meant to say something to someone or you wished you had expressed yourself a certain way. We all have that energy there. We want to neutralize that. So let that breeze come through there and work on your self-expression. And my voice almost creaked a little when I was moving the energy there, which was cute. The old frog in your throat saying, if you know that. And just breathe through that space and then continue feeling, sensing, seeing that air, that beautiful, neutralized, clean, crisp air coming into the space of your solar plexus. So around your rib cage. And here it starts to spiral a little bit. And as it's spiraling, it's blowing out those labels that we've put on ourselves or that other people have put on us. And you can just see them or feel them as confetti spiraling off. You can pick them up later if you want to put them back on. But right now they're just spiraling off because we're making room. We're neutralizing that space. And then the air settles into the space of the heart. And here it starts to get warmer. And it turns into this beautiful golden light, like you might see on the horizon of a sunset. And just let it sit there for a minute. Now we've neutralized into the space that we wanted to. So we want to stabilize now. So imagine the bottoms of your feet. I know many of you have done this and other visualizations, but imagine there's these spiral roots going all the way down from your feet into the earth, into her crystalline nature, and pulling up such stability because Mama Earth has you. She's got you. She can handle all that you're going through right now. Allow her to support you. Feel yourself being really, really stable and pull that stability up through your legs, your pelvis, your stomach, your lower back. And as it meets the space of your heart, feel it strengthening and combining with that golden warm light that's sitting there. And as it does, imagine that light turning more into a fire. And the fire is spreading into this beautiful ball of golden light that goes all the way around you and just surrounds you in this bubble. So now you're in your bubble of beautiful, neutralized, stabilized light. We want to elevate next. So imagine that the beautiful bubble of golden light pushes a little piece of itself out to the left of you, and it's going to look right on camera. And what it's doing is it's moving negative thought patterns. It's moving density. It's moving things that are weighing you down right now out of your way. Again, you can pull them back in when we're done with the exercise and when you're done connecting to your higher self. But just imagine that this energy moves off to the side of you, and you in your energy body, your humanness right now, are pulling yourself away from it like you're pulling your arm out of a coat. Good. Now we're back. We're back in the bubble. The stuff's pushed out. Consider that part elevating. We pushed away the density. We pushed away the limiting beliefs. And then similarly, on the other side, to widen, forgot which step was next, there's only 4, but to widen, imagine the beautiful golden bubble of energy stretching a little piece of it out, and it's pushing away deadlines, goals, time constraints, anything that is kind of so focused on the moment. And same thing, it's just pushing that out. We'll pick it up later because we do still need to exist on this timeline where we have deadlines and goals and all those things. But for right now, I'm just going to push them away and imagine pulling your energy body back like you're pulling the arm out of that side of the coat. Perfect. You're doing so good. And then from there, go back to that space of your heart and imagine this beautiful doorway opening and that fiery gold light shooting out across the cosmos and on up to your higher self. And while you're there, this is the part where I'm not going to hold space for you to do that because I want you to take this away and try it on your own. But while you're there, ask whatever you want to ask. What's my purpose? What's my mission? Am I aligned with my authentic self? How may I better express myself in this lifetime to be in alignment? How can I be of better service to others? Whatever you want to ask, go for it and feel the answers come back. The team is saying now, also have within yourself the expectation that those answers don't come as words necessarily. They may come as nudges or sensations in the body. They may come later on when you go to sleep that night after doing this exercise. So if you don't feel anything in the moment, don't get frustrated. You can try this as often as you like. And then when you're done with that communication with your higher self, imagine that light coming back into you, going up and down like a little elevator, just warming all up and down your spine. And then the team was pretty clear to say, we've opened our third eye. We don't want to walk around all the time with that super wide open. So you don't have to close it shut and put shingles on it or curtains or whatever. But maybe just imagine yourself putting some sheer curtains in front of it, closing it down a little bit so that you're not wide open energetically. And then come back to center. Imagine yourself reassembling all those bits of energy that make up the characteristics of you. And that's it. So I hope you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments what you think. Also, if you like guided visualizations like that, and you're on a path where you really want to dive into those and develop, I have a meditation program in 2026 where every week I'm releasing a new guided visualization or meditation. So I'll put a link for that in the description box because I think some of you may want something like that and feel it's helpful. And the meditations come to you in your inbox every Sunday morning. So pretty neat. And I would love to have you join those who are already on that path. It's a really fun way to just practice connecting in. So thank you so much for your time today. I hope you're all doing so well, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.